Christof, your talk title is Why We Need the Apocalypse Now. A materialist investigates reality and changes his mind. So what does that even mean? I think apocalypse, like you mean like a reset? We need the earth needs to be over. What is this topic about, and what do you mean by that title?
Yeah, obviously it's a bit of a play on words. I mean, if you look at the actual literal meaning of apocalypse, it means to kind of take the lid off or unveil, essentially. And so what I'm doing is, obviously there's a bit of a play on words with the film title as well. But essentially what I'm talking about is just making people more aware of spiritual experiences, which means to unveil those experiences, unveil the experiences, and try and make them more mainstream within society. So yeah, I mean that's the meaning of apocalypse, to unveil it. So we take it from, so I mentioned that basically I want to take it from the occult, the hidden, to the kind of the revealed. And that is what I'm talking about. So I'm not talking about, blowing stuff up, basically.
And it's interesting because culturally we're in the minority in the West, where we talk about this, as you use the term, the spirit world, right? Things that you can't really see or understand with modern day Newtonian science. Most of the world have a relationship with this spirit world, and so that's what you're talking about. So it's not frowned upon, so we can actually explore it more. Do you see, because you've had your own personal experiences, how does this serve us as humanity? How does this serve us by tapping into this and learning more about it? Then how is this going to, as the expression goes, what's in it for me? Why would people want to explore this? Why is this important that we tap into this?
I think that it is about getting a greater connection to the rest of the world. I mean, it's about moving away from a kind of an individualistic mindset, which is I suppose it's, maybe it's a result of the kind of the capitalist work ethic or the Protestant work ethic, whatever. But it's about trying to find that kind of interconnectedness again. And the reason why it's important for me is it's, to be honest with you, because of what I've experienced, it just feels like it's a part of nature. To me, it almost, I mean, this seems a bit of a strange thing to say, but to me, it almost feels as normal as gravity. I always feel this thing around me, this kind of spirit around me. I've never really talked about it openly before because it's so difficult to talk about this stuff with people in general out on the street, or they'll just look at you in a bit of a strange way. But if you're feeling as though you're connected to something bigger, and that we're all connected to something bigger, and we're all part of that larger, entity that fills the entire universe, that can only be a good thing. And so part of the reason I want to talk about it is actually from my scientific instinct, because to me it seems like it's something that's just there, and why shouldn't we all know about this? So I mean that's why I'm keen on it, because I've been trained as a scientist, and but the problem I've had has been essentially trying to assimilate all this stuff and talk about it. And I think some people, when they go through these kind of experiences, will have a quick flip and they'll just kind of talk about it straight away. For me, it's been a bit of a kind of grueling process. And I just think that if there are other people going through a similar experience, that's got to be helpful, hearing somebody else having had that experience. But also, I just think if, it makes us feel like we're not, it's going back to the kind of I suppose it's going back slightly to the old medieval mindset, in that we don't feel like we're alone in the universe anymore, and I think that's important. I think that's especially important at a time when, we're worried about the future of the planet. And, I think if we feel like we are part of something a lot bigger, and that we even though for me personally, I feel as though the script is written. I mean, for me personally, I believe in determinism, but it doesn't matter whether you believe in free will or determinism. At the end of the day, I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, so I can still work the script like anybody else. And I just feel like if we believe that we're all part of that script and we can all work together, it changes that mindset from an individualistic mindset at a time when we need to be essentially working together to be dealing with all the problems that we have, environmentally and on the sustainability front. That can only be a good thing.
Hey, thank you for sharing your thoughts, your insight, and for preparing this lecture. We are looking forward to hearing this full lecture during the 2021 SSE-PA convention online, and to be able to interact with you during the Q&A. Again, thank you very much, Christof.
Fabulous. Thank you very much.